I finally decided to try this game out about a month ago. The only other LEGO Marvel game I had played before it was LEGO Marvel Superheroes. I remember it was summer and I spent that one day just playing it from 9 AM to 4 PM. That was a great game. But this, on the other hand, wasn't as great. Mainly because of the campaign or the story mode, which I will talk about in this video, and where I think they really missed the mark here. Let's start with the voice lines. The ones you hear in the cutscenes are from the films. As expected, they don't sound like they belong in the cutscenes.
I'm going to surrender.
You're just gonna let them take it?
The handle's imprinted, right? Like a security code?
It just sounds off. But this might not surprise that many people, since I've already heard people talk about this issue. However, I think the film voice lines also create another problem. It makes it feel like it's trying to take itself too seriously when it has the dramatic but monotone voice lines.
I'm here on behalf of S.H.I.E.L.D. We need you to come in.
What if I say no?
Like the video mood of LEGO games completely falls flat. I don't wanna be that guy who complains about everything new in LEGO games, but I just wanna say that I prefer how older LEGO games had brief and short cutscenes. The people playing this game aren't dying to hear the whole plot down to its finest details. And the cutscenes are mostly long and boring. Maybe because it's almost like watching the films but it looks like LEGO. Someone might not agree with this point. After all, why are you playing an Avengers game if you don't wanna hear about the story? Well, let me tell you. It's because older LEGO games didn't care about it either. For example, the complete saga doesn't explain why Anakin got evil. I'd imagine a person with zero knowledge of anything Star Wars related playing this game and being completely surprised. Yet the game didn't care, because the person playing could just watch the movies to get the answers. What I mean by this is that LEGO games don't have to be one-to-one replica of the movie it's adapting. Seeing the LEGO game's approach to the franchise is part of the fun, but a big portion of it is stripped away because of the shared voice lines. Imagine this, you play a LEGO game and the play pauses to show you something. That's what I will call camera panning. I don't think it's that bad by itself, but it can be overdone, like, you guessed it, in this game. The levels are full of them. A level shouldn't be designed in a way where the camera has to constantly show you what happened after every little thing you do. Just when you think it can't get any worse, the camera seems to pan for no good reason. Here it does it just to play a single line of dialogue. Because for some reason the game developers tried to cram as many voice lines as humanly possible to this game. Like, let me play! It baffles me how much time you spend just looking at things in this game. Where is all the playing? It's like they try to extend the playtime any way possible for some reason. I've come up with two ways to solve this. Either make it so that you can skip it, or make it so that you can move your character while it's happening. But maybe this has been the case for other games too. Maybe I just happened to notice it now. So, I played the Asgard level in LEGO Marvel Superheroes and I gotta say that it never stopped the play to show something useless.
You made it! I was beginning to worry.
And so it didn't get to the point where you start to think the game is trying to make you annoyed on purpose. The things you gotta do in the story, even in the levels, are uninteresting at times. Why? Because they adapted 2 movies, which is lower than usually in a LEGO game. For a good reason. At that point it's hard to find anything fun to make a level about. 15 times. The boss battles are the worst I've seen in a LEGO game. There is too many parts where you don't do anything but just watch a fighting cutscene play out, while smashing one button. It feels like they got too carried away making it look good that they forgot to make it play good. You know, when I was 14, I used to make these games on Google Slides where you press a button and then a character on the screen would do the things. Basically, you'd cause the thing to happen, but it wouldn't really feel like you did it. That's what's going on here. I feel like the game strips so much freedom from the player that it doesn't feel like you're playing. It's such a cheap way to fool the player to think they're doing something, when in reality they're watching a pre-made animation. I feel like this is one of the reasons people like the older LEGO games so much. The games didn't assist you as much as they do now, because back then hand-holding in video games wasn't as prevalent. Before I end the video, let me talk about some of the good things. The game had a bonus level where you go over the story of the Winter Soldier. This was a pleasant surprise, because that's one of my favorite Marvel movies. I don't know if that makes me biased to say this, but that level was more fun to play than any of the main story levels. I just felt more invested in it. You can perform these really powerful attacks using both of the characters. You get them every now and then mid-fight. Even though I usually waste them, this one time I accidentally activated it, and what resulted was the most beautiful thing I've seen. I enjoyed the brief section in the level where the city goes flying, and you gotta use Hulk to climb the levels and use Black Widow to do some of the tasks too. There was this one part where you have to aim your gun while on Hulk's back. The other moment also included Black Widow and Hulk. In that one level, Hulk gets angry and you need to run away from him. I don't get why LEGO games don't have more of this kind of sections in levels. Those have always been my favorite because of how thrilling they are. But yeah, the levels are about what you would expect, at least when you play on story mode. In conclusion, why I think the campaign is boring. 1. Cutscenes are uninteresting. 2. The play is stopped too many times. 3. Boss battles are uninspiring.